gonna start a GoFundMe so I will be able to move to Canada if Donald Trump gets elected. Honestly, if Donald Trump gets elected president, I will move to Canada. Not kidding. I'm moving to London. If Donald Trump gets elected, I'm seriously not kidding. I will literally move to the UK. I swear to God, if hashtag Donald Trump gets elected to be our next president, I will move to Canada. Hashtag bye bye America. If hashtag Donald Trump gets elected as president, I will use my dual citizenship to move to Canada. Not even joking, I will actually move to Canada if Donald Trump gets elected. Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Okay, wait, are you serious right now? Hey guys, Callence here. Today we are back talking about the idiot, the total scummiest people on the planet. Well, maybe not scummiest, but downright stupidest. Now, as of recent, Donald Trump has been elected our new president. Unfortunately, Hillary won the popular vote by 0.01%, and Donald Trump won the electoral vote. And because of that, because the electoral votes, kind of overrides the popular vote, Donald Trump is gonna be a president from 2017 up until 2020. And why I say 2017 instead of 2016, because for Donald Trump, he's not officially gonna be president until January, and that'll come up as a point later on in my video. So let's talk about this entire situation. Now, a lot of people are getting fucking angry about this whole Donald Trump is president. This is so stupid. I want to go kill myself. But in all seriousness, I'm not really going to express my opinion on the matter, because honestly, I know if I do, I'm going to get my ass burnt. I'm going to get roasted in the comments for why Donald Trump is a fucking hairy cunt and Hillary Clinton is a piece of shit. Alright? I don't want to get roasted. Honestly, to be honest, I don't like either of them, to be honest. Donald Trump, to be honest, some of his policies I just don't agree with, and on top of all that, he's a loudmouth cunt. On the other hand, Hillary's a criminal. I don't like either of them, okay? That's my opinion on the matter. But if Hillary or Trump got elected, let's say, hypothetically, Hillary got elected, you wouldn't see me going on Twitter saying, oh my god, because Hillary Clinton got elected, I'm gonna move to Canada. Because, let's get into the first reason. Now, the first reason why you should not move, and even, I'm just going to say it right now, if you are going to move because of this, go move. Fuck you, I don't give a shit. But, if you're actually smart, and thinking about moving, and thinking of whether or not it's a good decision, you've come to the right place. Now, the main reason why I don't think you should move is because the first reason is that America is the place where you're going to get the most freedoms. There is no other country where you're going to get the most freedoms. America has the most freedoms. Even though you may not be completely 100% free, you have the most freedoms. Like, let's say you go to Canada, you don't have any rights to bear arms. If you live in Canada, sure, you can get a weapon. It's gonna take, a long time and a lot of hard work and dedication. If you move to the UK, I believe it's even harder to get a weapon in the UK. Now you might be thinking to yourself, oh well, Callence, I don't need a fucking weapon to protect myself. I don't give a shit. Fuck guns. Guns kill. First of all, guns don't kill, people kill. But that's aside from the point. The point is, well, fine. If you don't want a gun, that's your choice. I don't care. But in my personal opinion, that's just one of the freedoms that they don't have. I'm sure there's many more. I have yet to done research on that. But other than just that, there are many other countries out there that don't have the same freedoms. Like, the freedom of speech. Well, the freedom of speech that you sort of have, yet not really, because there are a lot of things you can't say in public without being arrested or sued. Well, freedom of speech protects your rights to speak freely, speak your opinions. And there are some countries out there where if you try to speak your opinion, you will get arrested, killed, or I don't know what else. Like, that's the only things I can think of. You'd either A, get arrested, or B, get killed. You can't. And on top of all of that, you also have freedom of expression. You can express yourself. You know, it's kind of like speech. You have the freedom to express yourself. And unfortunately, if you go to a different country, I don't know, like the Middle East. I mean, I know that's a horrible example because, let's be honest, chances are you're not going to go there if you are to move. But let's say you do go to somewhere like that, where you literally have no freedom of expression. If you try to express yourself in any way, shape, or form, or try to go against their religions, you will get killed or arrested. Either way is horrible. So no matter which way you look at it, America has the most amount of freedoms. And in all honesty, in my opinion, I would be happy to stay in America since Trump got elected. I mean, even if Hillary got elected, I would still stay here because, you know, America is the homeland of the free and land of the free and home of the brave. And that's how it goes. Next point. Now, my next point is simply the fact that Trump isn't in office yet. I don't know why people are planning on going to move to Canada. He's not in office yet. I mean, if you're really that dedicated, wait a few months before we start contacting people in Canada and the UK or wherever. Because, to be honest, he's not in office just yet. Believe it or fucking not, Trump is not president. Obama still is president as of this recording. As of, what's today's date? As of November 10th, 2016, as I'm recording this, or as I'm gonna upload this around November 11th-ish, because I'm recording this very late at night. But as of now, Donald Trump is not our president yet. He is still, he's a candidate, and he's been elected by the people to be the president, but he hasn't been put in office yet. I'm not exactly sure when the exact date is, but I know it's in January, where Obama is no longer going to be president, and Donald Trump will be president. So, you know, I hate to admit it, but at this point right now, Donald Trump is not president, so there's no reason to be going crazy. Now, my final point, and probably the most important point, or second most important point, is the fact that there's a thing called checks and balances. I don't know if you've heard of this. I learned this not too long ago. But the checks and balances is quite simple. There are 3 branches, and this was all made by our founding fathers 250 years ago. So, like, if you guys don't already know your history, our founding fathers that were, you know, born in America, not born in America, but our founding fathers who essentially founded America, who started up America, who fought to protect our rights, came up with a system where the government is very limited to power, right? And they were very ingenious. Their plan with the government was very ingenious. And the 3 branches is very ingenious. That's how checks and balances have been put in place. So let me explain what checks and balances are in case you don't already know. We have the executive, judicial, and legislative branch, okay? These are 3 branches of government. There is an legislative would be Congress, you know, the Senate and the House of Representatives. Then you have executive, which is the president, obviously, and then you have judicial, which is the Supreme Court. Now, the way checks and balances work is essentially each power gets checked by another power to make sure that none of them are overpowering each other. So let's say Congress decides to make a law. I'm going to make this very simple and just say that Congress is the one making the laws. I mean, I know there's other ways it works, but just to make it simple, Congress is making a law. Trump doesn't agree with this law, and he vetoes the law. Now, the way Trump would get checked would be that Congress, if 2/3 of Congress would vote to override Trump's veto, 2/3 now, just 2/3, then the veto will be overrided and the law will be enacted. But it also has to go to the judicial branch, in which the judicial branch has to make sure that the law is fair and follows through the Constitution. Now, looking at it this way, Trump, even if he wanted to build a wall, really couldn't build a wall if the judicial branch doesn't agree with him, or the legislative branch. Because in all honesty, this is why it's here. This is why there's a thing as checks and balances. And this is one of the most important points. Don't leave America. Firstly, because America has the most freedoms out of any country. Secondly, Trump is not president yet. And finally, and probably almost most importantly, there's a thing called check and balances to make sure that Trump doesn't get too much power. Okay, with that all being said, I have to say a few final words. I've been watching online, searching Twitter, because I'm not a fucking antisocial cunt, even though I kinda am. I'm very antisocial. But to be perfectly honest, I've seen people literally wanting to commit suicide because Trump got elected. I've also seen people, saying they'd move to different countries. Like, I know I talked about this at the very beginning, but to be perfectly honest, you guys, you gotta stop this madness, okay? This madness is stupid, okay? Although I don't agree with a lot of what Trump is saying, because let's be honest, Trump just has a huge fucking mouth, and he says a lot of stupid shit, okay? And because of that, he says a lot. Because he says a lot of stupid shit, obviously we the people will get very offended, or we'll get, very angry at the fact that Trump is saying this stupid shit. But to be honest, the reason why he's saying it, in my opinion, is just to get the votes. The reason why I think that, or thought that, was because when you really think about it, controversy really gets people's attention. Sure, Trump is creating bad controversy about himself, saying he'd build a wall, he'd do this, he'd do that. But in all honesty, sure, he may actually enact his plans, but to be perfectly honest, I mean, it caught the media's attention, and, here's a question to prove my point. Did you know who Donald Trump was before he got elected? Or not before he got elected, but before he was running for president? The answer to that is probably no. You probably didn't know who Donald Trump was before he started running for president. So that just proves my point that Donald Trump said a lot of the crazy shit he did say, not just because, he's a crazy person, but because he wanted the votes, and that's what he got. He won the office, fair and square. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy, and hopefully this video taught you a lesson. And to be perfectly honest, if you don't like Trump, you gotta live with him for only 4 more years, okay? 4 years. Not that long, guys. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. Goodbye, and farewell.